Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soulful Sessions with Rory, the podcast where we dive deep into the matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. I'm your host, Rory, and I'm thrilled to embark on this soulful journey with each and every one of you. Soulful Sessions with Rory is your safe space for introspection, inspiration, and maybe even a little revelation. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee, winding down after a long day, or just seeking a moment of connection, you're in the right place. Before we dive into today's soulful exploration, I want to remind you that Soulful Sessions with Rory is designed for entertainment purposes only. While we may touch on profound topics and meaningful discussions, it's important to approach our conversations with an open heart and a sense of curiosity. Life is a journey, and so is this podcast. We'll navigate the realms of self-discovery, spirituality, and personal growth. But remember, the insights we share here are not a substitute for professional advice or guidance. Always consult with the appropriate professionals regarding your unique circumstances. So whether you're a seasoned seeker or just dipping your toes into the waters of self-exploration, get ready for a blend of wisdom, laughter, and a touch of magic in each episode of Soulful Sessions with Rory. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a soulful moment. Follow me on social media at IG, Soulful Explorer, on Facebook, Listening Veteran Life Coach, and Snapchat, Rory Soulful Explorer with 2 L's, to stay connected, share your thoughts, and be a part of this incredible community. Now let's the journey begin. Sit back, relax, and let's fill our souls together. Today's soulful episode is how to survive emotionally and financially after ending a relationship. You know, this topic right here, I think this one is for everyone, because everybody has at some point ended a romantic relationship. And let's be clear, that's the relationship that I'm referring to. It's the ones where you were involved romantically with someone. Now, don't get me wrong, this can be, a parent with a child. It also can be, roommates. There are several options, but we're specifically talking about a romantic relationship because that's the one that you put your everything into, and you find yourself desolate, in lack of better words, in some cases, let's say that. But what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about what to do probably before the relationship ends, as well as what happens once it ends. So first, you got to be honest with yourself. That's number one. How much does this person play a role in my finances? So if we broke up tomorrow, how would this affect me? How would this affect my children? How would this affect my livelihood? Am I living in this person's home? Are they living in my home? Are we splitting the bills, or are they paying all the bills? So these are the questions that you got to ask yourself. But before you can financially prepare for what's next, you got to be emotionally prepared. Once the relationship is done. So we're going to get into that. But first, let's talk about preparations prior to it ending. Number one, you want to look at your bank account. Yes, look at your bank account. Look at your budget. Look at what you spend currently, how you spend your money, and what you spend your money on. Because the day that person is no longer in your life, you do not have the support. So what do? I can tell you that if you're ill prepared, then you're ill prepared. And it will definitely catch you by surprise. I hope you're not in denial, because denial tells you that, this relationship is going to last forever. We'll work it out. Everything will be fixed. And before you know it, that person's gone. I've been in those situations. Unfortunately, I can't say that it happened to me because I was the one that was gone. I'm just saying, but sometimes it's like that, for whatever reason. And it's not done without communication, or at least not on my part. So I think I'm going to go with the green. So now what you do is you look at all of these things, you look at the variables, and let's just say that that immediately, if you broke it off tomorrow, you gotta gauge how happy are you? How sad are you? Can you stay for another 2 months just to make sure your money is right? Can you stay for another 6 months to make sure your money is right? Can you prepare and plan to leave? So those are the things, and maybe that's a whole nother topic, but those are the things you got to consider. So boom, we're past that. Let's talk about now you've left. You're gone. Before you can really grasp the financial aspects of it, there are some emotional things that you got to take care of. Now I hate to say it, but a lot of this is happening at one time. It's all just happening in this mix. Everything is happening together. So you have to allow yourself to grieve. Yes, you have to allow yourself to grieve. Now, a lot of us think that grieving is only about when when someone dies or when you lose something. But in a relationship, you are losing something. And that is the relationships. And so you have to grieve. And when you talk about grieving, it is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And you might go through 2 at one time, 3 at one time, but in a relationship, you're going to think about, I can't believe this is happening. This isn't real, especially if you were with that person for a very long time. Now, if you weren't with them for a long time, you might not grieve at all. But I'm just telling you to be prepared. Anger, you're mad that you allowed this to happen, or they did this, they did that. Bargaining, saying, well, you know what? Maybe if I would have done this, this could have happened. Depression, of course, you no longer want to do the things you love. You just can't move. You're just tired all the time. You don't want to do anything. And so and then acceptance. Acceptance is, you know what? This is what it is. This is what happened. It's time for me to move forward. And you don't know when you're going to get to acceptance. You could get to acceptance and then go right back to anger. So don't be surprised if your mood goes up and down after having the breakup. The other thing that you may want to consider is having a support system. Oh, now, as men, I'm going to tell you, we don't do good at that one. We don't do good at having a support system, not because people don't want to help us, but because we're men. We're supposed to be okay when things go wrong. Yeah, we broke up. She left me, took everything. We broke up. I messed up. I cheated. Whatever it may be, we feel that we don't need help. But the truth is, just like anybody else, you do. You need a support system. You need somebody to tell you, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. You can survive this. Or somebody just to listen to you when you want to talk while you're going through the grieving stages. Counselors are good for that. Therapists. So yes, counselors, therapists, you might want to get one. Have a friend, talk to your parents. You have to let that go and have that conversation. So try not to sell yourself short on that, men especially. Make sure you have a support system. That's super, super important. Friends, family, colleagues at work. Now, be careful with the colleagues at work because everybody don't want to know your business. And if you moping around looking crazy, just something to think about. Now, here's something that's really important. Now, I know this one may be difficult because you're battling depression. And what is depression? Depression is that thing that makes you want to stop doing everything. But it's so super important that you maintain a routine. Now, notice what I said. I said a routine, not your routine. See, because your routine consisted of that other person. So you got to create routine. Okay, what is my new norm? So I have to create this routine so that I could do A, B, and C. So don't forget that. You got to create a new norm. You got to create a new routine. And don't be afraid to do that. I know it may be difficult, but it's not impossible. And I know you can do it. And then after that, you want to definitely stay physically active. Now, what if weight was a part of the problem? You definitely want to work out. You want to get the endorphins going. Exercises bring joy. So, when I say stay active, do something every single day. Get up, go out, go for a walk, go to the store, walk around the store, do something. Stay active. Go bowling. Go play tennis. Go do something. Find something that can help get those endorphins going and get you not sitting so stagnant and waiting for something, crazy. Now, the other thing is hobbies and interests. Now, when I say do something, to keep moving, you can create hobbies and interests around that. Well, for instance, what if you wanted to learn to play golf, play the piano, play the guitar? What if you wanted to learn how to write a book? You wanted to learn how to use Photoshop? You want to learn how to sell real estate? Find something else that you can do, a hobby, an interest, and try to make it something that nobody can take from you, even money. so that way your mind is not focused on the breakup. You're focused on bettering yourself and moving forward. Okay. Now, also, this one is the hardest one I've seen with people. Limit your contact with your ex. Yes. And especially in the beginning. Why? Because of memories or thoughts. You fool yourself and say, oh, I miss this person, I want them back. And then you have the same issues. So limit that. If you share a child together, use the parenting app, and then make sure that you only talk about the child. When you talk about what went wrong and how it went wrong and why no, you're broke up. Let it be broke up and you move forward. Now, if you're still trying to figure out how to move forward, stop talking to your ex and create a goal for your next relationship. Create a goal of the type of person that you would like to have in your life, what you need from them, what you want from them. So you can start manifesting that person that you believe in can exist for you. Now, the other thing is get help, professional help. I don't care if it was a boyfriend, girlfriend, hell, I don't care if it was a 1 week stand. Get help. Get someone who can professionally help you monitor those emotions and feelings. Get somebody who can look at you and help you to navigate through the stuff that you've never been through before. You have been through it before. Just get help. Psychologytoday.com. You can find your therapist. Yep, I just did a plug for them and I don't work for them. In fact, I pay the money, but that's another story. So get help. See a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor. Now, I personally prefer counselors, not because I am a counselor, but more so because I want someone to talk me through it. I'm not looking for medication. I'm not looking for the scientific approach. I'm looking for the art of therapy. I want someone who has a humanistic approach. So that's what I do. The other thing that a lot of people don't even think about is watch your diet and how you're sleeping. Get you some rest. You need to sleep. And don't start just overeating or binge eating. Meal prep. Make sure that you're paying attention to the types of food that you take in. What kind of chemical reaction will it have to your body? Will it increase your heart rate, your anxiety? If you're drinking 3-4 cups of coffee or you're taking in a lot of sugar and caffeine, your anxiety is going to be high. If you already have anxiety about what you're going to do next in your relationship, that could definitely set it off. So you got to be careful. And, I said this one earlier, but set new goals. When you start figuring out what your life is going to be like or what you want it to be like, set new goals. Once you set those new goals, then, you're focused on you, your children, or whatever it is. You're focused on yourself now. So you're no longer part of that team and you can rearrange your life according to your new goals. Limit social media. Stop looking at their page. Disconnect from the people that know them. Be mindful, because what you're doing, you're torturing yourself. You're looking at this person live their life or pretend to live their life, and you're getting angry with somebody you're not even with anymore. Let it go so you can move forward. Because if you don't, then you're just literally torturing yourself. So get off social media, take at least a 30-day break and cut it off and tell your friends, I don't want to hear what you see on that page. I don't want to know what they're doing. Because if you're telling me, then you're clearly not my friend. I'm not with this person and I'm okay with that. It's done. Now, once you've done all this, you have to remember, stay positive. No matter what. Do not give somebody your joy. Do not give your joy away. People love to say, oh, they took your joy. No, you gave it away. So do not give your joy away. Stay positive. Think about the best things in life that are going to happen to you now that you freed up this space for somebody you desire and deserve. Because you do deserve it all. You desire it all. And get help anyway. Move forward. See a life coach. See a counselor. Do the things that are bettering you. learn a new trade, learn a new skill. So those are the emotional things that you have to prepare for. Because I've run into a lot of people to say, Rory, I don't know what I'm going to do. So several scenarios. One, what if you don't have a job and this person has been taking care of you? So the first thing you have to do is figure out, how am I going to get money, legally and morally. Oh, morally is up to you, but legally. So, you may want to just find something local, especially if you don't have a lot of skills that you can prove. So look for a job. I know that sounds simple enough, and I know it's not. But ask your friends, hey, do you know anybody? Don't allow your pride to get in the way of your growth and success, because you'll be surprised, especially if they know you're going through a divorce, you're going through a breakup, and you're used to taking care of yourself. But you'll also find out who your real friends are too. So don't hesitate to start looking for a job. Now, review your separate and joint accounts when you break up to make sure that you all don't have anything still connected and there's no funds or money that you're entitled to, So that's super important. Make sure you update your direct deposits and your automatic deposits to not reflect if you're going into something in the household or paying his or her bills or things of that nature. So you got to check those things out as well. Reassess your budget. Reassess your budget. Reassess your budget. What is life like on your own with your own money? I remember when I got divorced, I did a budget. I did a whole new budget. And it was funny to me because there were things that I was used to doing that I no longer did. And they put a whole bunch of more money in my pocket. And I didn't have a plan of what to do with the money. So I frivolously spent it. The point is that if you have a budget in place, you have financial goals in place, then you won't get overwhelmed and you won't get confused. So if you want my budget spreadsheet, let me know. So yeah, definitely reassess your budget and take the necessary steps to change your financial situation. What if you don't have a budget? What if you don't have money to create a budget? Go back to the first step, look for employment. Another thing that people overlook is school. Go back to school. Figure out how you go back to school. Let them use some of that money to pay you to, pay you once it's all said and done. So go back to school. And when you go back to school, learn a new trade, a new skill, a new something. And don't be afraid of time. That's all we have. So whether it take 1 month or 3 years, go for it. I went back to school for 10 years, literally. Now, after the first 4 years, I got my bachelor's. The 3 years, I got my master's. And then I worked on a doctorate. And the thing is that I didn't even realize that the time was just going by. Each stage of education, I got different types of employment. And that's the other thing. Always look for growth. Always look for something else. And you don't have to go to college. Go to a trade school. Go get your CDL. Learn to drive trucks. You got options. Don't limit yourself according to someone else's belief system. Because remember, you're still dealing with the emotional. So emotionally, you're saying, oh my God, what can I do? But you already know what you can do. Excuse me. So protect your credit score. You definitely want to take time out to protect your credit score and make sure that you are not putting yourself in harm's way. So whatever steps you got to take to do that, whether it's moving back with your parents, whether it's moving with a roommate or getting a loan temporarily just to get you back on track, do what you got to do. Because once you mess up your credit, it may take you about 24 months to fix it again. And that's without professional help, just doing it yourself. With professional help, maybe a year to 15 months, you never know. Update your beneficiaries. I'm guilty. I know for a long time, I had people on there that probably shouldn't have been on there. It happens. Just make sure you go and check all your paperwork and make sure that you take care of that. Consider legal or financial advice. Get that from somebody. Make sure you've secured all your personal information from your ex-significant other. Social security cards, driver's license, things of that nature. They shouldn't have that. They shouldn't have your birth certificate. You make sure you get those things. And then start trying to establish an emergency fund. You want to make sure that you start building and you have money that you can use in case of emergency. Now, if you can do it while you're still with that person, I definitely recommend that, because that is important. Look at your investments if you have any. If you don't have any, it's nothing to look at. But look at your investments, adjust accordingly, because you may want to stop investing as much because of your budget, your budgetary needs. Or you may find yourself with more money where you can invest more. But don't stop not looking at your finances and your money, and don't condemn yourself because you're not where you were before. Now, the biggest thing is when it comes to your money, you have to stay informed and you got to stay flexible, because you got to be able to shift and adjust on a moment's notice. When you lose that person in your life, a lot of things change physically, mentally, spiritually, but definitely financially. And you got to adjust and adapt, and you can. Don't underestimate yourself. I don't care what they told you in the relationship. I don't care if they told you this, that, about your spending habits, about your money, whatever. It doesn't matter. You are creating a brand new you. So you do that with vigor. You do that with excitement. You do it with joy. You also get help to focus on your grief, to focus on your hurt, and do these things that make you happy. Plan for success. Plan for happiness. It's not impossible. If you don't like where you're working, find something else to do. Find a trade school. Find an apprenticeship. I tell you what, plumbing is going out of style. We need plumbers. We need electricians. And those schools, they're waiting for students. We need welders. We need things of that nature. So you'll be okay. You just got to stand fast and take the necessary steps. Now, as I talk about relationships ending, I'm not a fan of it. But what happens. Understand that, whenever you feel uncomfortable, it's time to change. Now, does that mean you change at the drop of a dime? No. You do the work. When you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I did the work, and you truly know you did it, and you could talk about it, then maybe it is time to move on. But I will ask you this. What did you do for your significant other while you all were together that they couldn't do for themselves? What sacrifice did you make to make them feel protected, to make them feel warm and loved, if any? So hold yourself accountable, hold yourself responsible for you only. And I know that you're going to be okay. All you got to do is believe. If you really need to see somebody, you can always go to www.mentalhealthdefensivefitness.com. I know a good therapist on there. So thank you, beautiful souls, for joining me today on another episode of Soulful Sessions with Rory. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might benefit. As we navigate the depths of introspection and explore the boundless possibilities of the human spirit, remember that your journey is uniquely yours, and every twist and turn is a sacred part of your story. Embrace the whispers of your soul, and may the echoes of our conversations linger in your heart, sparking a flame of self-discovery. Until we meet again in the realm of shared wisdom, stay true to your essence, stay connected to the rhythm of your soul, and always remember that you are a masterpiece in the making. Wishing you love, light, infinite possibilities on your soulful journey. Until next time, this is Rory signing off with gratitude and reverence for the magic that resides with each and every one of you.